right, everybody. Welcome back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for checking out the channel, checking out the video. You guys returning, welcome back, guys. Hopefully everybody's having a good week. It's been a busy one for me. Like I said, I've just been kind of listening on my eBay store and prepping for the card show here in Denver. I'm actually doing the half show today because Friday's the first day, so I'll be setting up here in about a couple hours here. So I'll be there. Make sure you guys swing by if you're in the Denver area. It's a 3-day card show, so I'll be pretty busy this weekend. Probably won't be able to record, so I figured I'd do this really quick today before I head out there and start setting up and everything. So I'm hoping for a good one. I'll do a video next week. I'll let you guys know how the card show is doing in regards to in-person card shows, the 3-day card shows, and also right before the holidays. It's been hit or miss in the past couple years since I've been doing card shows, so crossing my finger it's a hit this time, but you never know, guys, on that. So Q&A, let's jump into it really quick. I'll try to get through it as fast as I can. Number one, will I ever incorporate breaks into my business, whether on Whatnot, on YouTube, eBay, things like that? I mentioned this quite before, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of new subscribers, new people who are watching this video. I used to do breaks on Whatnot. That was a couple years ago. And I don't think I'll ever do breaks again. I understand there is a lot of money to be made in it. It's very profitable. I get that. It is a lot of work, just so you know, if you've never done breaks before. However, my biggest qualm, I guess you can say, in regards to why I don't do breaks anymore is because it was hard for me when I don't pull anything for people who purchase breaks in my Whatnot show or whatever. I had a conscience, and you can ask my wife this. I said this before. It was hard for me to feel okay with taking people's money and not be able to pull anything good for them. I understand they knew what they were getting involved with. They understand it is a gamble. It is buying a lottery ticket when you buy into breaks. I totally understand. But I still feel freaking bad, man. At the end of the day, if I never pulled something for somebody, I felt really, really bad. And it was hard for me to honestly sleep at night sometimes. I was just like, geez, man, they spent, a certain amount of money, even if it was a ton of money, but still, I still felt bad. I'd rather just sell a card that somebody wants and to get what they got. You know what I mean? They know what they were going to get when they buy a specific card from me. I prefer that versus buying into a break. I just felt, like I said, I felt really bad. Especially if it were kids or anything like that. They just didn't get anything. Like I said, I just felt bad at the end of the day. So I'll probably never do that again because I just felt like it felt like a downer to me. So I didn't want that in regards to breaks and stuff. So there you guys go on that. Will I ever add grading and all that types of service to my business? Maybe on down the road. I don't know if I'll ever do it unless I actually have a brick and mortar store. I feel like having a brick and mortar store and people can drop off their cards for me to send it in to grade. Other than that, I don't think I'll ever do it, whether on Whatnot, whether on eBay or YouTube thing. It's just too hard to have people ship to me and then me to set it up to ship it back out to grade. I highly recommend just sending it in yourself to grade if you're going to do that. But if I had a brick and mortar store, yeah, I might add grading. I think that'd be kind of cool so people can come into the store. It gets a foot inside the store. I mean, just look at, GameStop right now. They're doing that, so it gets a foot inside the door. So if I had a brick and mortar, 100%, highly recommend adding the grading service to your business. At least I would. But currently, me being online, I don't think I'm going to be do that anytime soon on that. Somebody asked, is it worth traveling to card shows, to big shows, local shows, large shows, whatever you're looking to travel? That's a great question. It all depends. I think it's okay to travel within the hour to 2 hours if you're driving. If it's a big local show like a Denver show, I think it's worth it depending if you're going to the show to be a dealer or you're going to just be a buyer. So if you're just going to be a buyer, I mean, if it's within an hour drive, sure, I think it's worth it to go check it out if you're looking to get inventory. If you're looking just to collect or whatever, if you're just looking for PC stuff, I recommend the bigger shows. The reason being is you'll have a bigger variety to choose from. If you're really specific in regards to whatever cards you're PCing, I'd recommend that. If you're a dealer, it all depends what your revenue stream is looking to be. If you have a good inventory that is liquid, big shows, great. keep in mind, tables are going to cost more, lodging, travel expenses, food, all that stuff. You have to take that into consideration. I'd budget myself. So when you ask if it's worth it, it all depends. I mean, let's just say your expenses $1,000. If you include the tables, travel, food, if it includes $1,000, you better hope that you can sell. In my opinion, you better hope you can sell about $10,000 worth of stuff. It's got to be at least 10%. That would be at least my budgetary. Everybody's different, but I would say all my expenses has to be 10% of my net gross sale. So I better send $10,000 because 10% is $1,000 if my expense is going to be that way. If it's a show that's going to only cost $100, if I sell $1,000, it's worth it to me. 10%. That is my bare minimum. If my expense is 10%, then the show, I better be able to sell that much. Now, you can't predict the future, but by previous experience on specific shows, I anticipate to sell a certain amount and whatever my expenses on that. I currently just stay local. I do the Denver show. I do the Iowa, whatever. I do shows in Iowa because I have family there. So whenever I go to visit, I try to plan it around a card show. So I'm going to try and do that for next year for 2025 so that I'm killing two birds with one stone. But still, at the end of the day, you still got to take into consideration all the expenses. So it all depends on that. I play it by ear. If I was you, if you're looking to become a dealer, I tend to show first, become a buyer, plan it out, see the foot traffic, see how big it is, the dates in regards to the seasonal. I mean, sometimes shows are better, during December versus, March, April, May, or sometimes shows are way better in July, August. Plan it out, do recon work. That's what I recommend. That would be my suggestion to you in regards to that. So if it's worth it, depends on your situation, and always budget your expenses and always plan for how much you're supposed to sell to obviously cover those expenses. That's what I would recommend on that. Am I ever going to do a video on my inventory and how I store? I think I did a quick video on this. I keep it as simple as possible in regards to my inventory and everything. So I have inventory for my eBay store, I have inventory for my Whatnot shows, and I have inventory for my card shows. So I do 3 platforms currently, right? Whatnot, eBay, in-person card shows. I separate all those inventories separately. So my Whatnot shows, I usually have several boxes, like those 5,000 card boxes. I try to separate those, and I break those up into specific, categories: football, basketball, baseball, whatever the case may be. For my Whatnot shows are, my cards are anywhere between the $5 to $20 range in regards to those raw cards on those. So I put those to a side, whether they're autos, numbered, certain things like that. For my in-person card shows, I usually have my wax. I keep them separate. And then a lot of my slabs for the in-person card shows, I have my slabs a little bit separately labeled and everything on that. And then my eBay store, complete eBay's just all my, raw cards, all my slabs, a little bit separate in regards to that. Now, how do I keep inventory and everything? Keep it simple, stupid. KISS, guys, KISS method. So what I usually do is, if I have whatever cards I'm scanning in my scanner and I'm going to list, like these, I'm going to list these. So what I would normally do is, okay, so this box right here, this is box A, right? This whole section is section A. So I would go 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A. So I would label this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, all these cards, right? Scan it, label it 1, 2, 3, and I put it in box A. Okay, so that's how I would do it. So then when I'm picking, when I sell, let's just say I sell 8A, right? I sold cart 8A, whatever that 8A is. I look it up. I go to my box of A's. I look up number 8A. I pick it, pull it, ship it. That's how I usually do my inventory. I try to keep it as simple as possible, guys. Other people have different ways and methods, but that's how I do it. So let's just say everybody's like, well, what happens if you get to like 10,000 A's? That's really high, right? Well, then I go to letter B. So B1. So I go 1B, 2B, 3B, 4B. So all my B's are right here, listed all the way to 10,000 B's, right? So let's just say I sold card number 6050B. I would go into my B section, go to the box that has a 6,000 number card, go look at 6050, pull it, and that's how I would normally do it. Guys, you don't need a video to do that. That's how I would normally do it. That's how I currently do it. If there's a better way to do it, I would. I used to do it the most horrendous way of alphabetical and just sports, but once you start picking the cards, it's hard to find because it wastes too much time. But if you have a number system, alphabetical system combined, pretty simple when you pick and ship. A lot of people always been asking me that, but that's how I do it, guys. I keep it really simple. I label it. Like here, I'll show you guys real quick. Like this number. I have a labeled number. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. Name 4,690. And this is 4,690. This is E, box E. There you guys go. I try to keep it as simple as possible on that. So I'll just go to my sections where it's E. If I sell that card, I'll be able to pull it, ship it as soon as possible. There you guys go. How much do I need to make gross starting out? Or how much can you make? Guys, at the end of the day is how much effort you're going to put into it and how liquid your inventory is. So gross wise, at the beginning, it depends. If you're doing this if you're doing it as a side hustle, it just depends. It depends on how many hours you put in. It depends on how liquid your inventory is. So there is no specific number. You can make anywhere between $100 to maybe $100,000 in 1 year doing this full time. It really is that simple. I don't know. There is no magic wand. I can tell you how much you're gonna make. And it, like I said, if you have some amazingly liquid stuff, and then pricing. Let's just say if you're gonna lowball, you're gonna sell that stuff pretty easily. But if you price ridiculously high, you're not gonna move or sell that stuff. So it just all depends. Now, a lot of people, I think this person was asking, he's making a corporate job. It's not his dream job. He wants to sell sports cars full time for a living. He's currently making $150K a year. I'm going to let you know right now. Most likely you won't make $150K your first year. It depends. It depends on your inventory. It depends on how you're going to sell. Are you going to just use eBay only? Are you going to do whatnot? Are you going to do CompC? Are you going to do card shows? It all depends. If you're going to do strictly online business, eBay, whatnot, McCarty, all that stuff, CompC, you better get started right now because you have to build that following. You have to build your inventory, all those listings, and it takes time, guys. At the end of the day, I currently have been doing this almost a year and a half, going on 2 years now, and I have 50,000 listing in my eBay store. It took me that long to build to that point, guys. I'm still building it. I want to get to 100,000 hopefully by next year. That is my goal. Don't know if I'll reach it there or not. We'll see. Then I build up my following on whatnot, and I do all these card shows. I'm telling you, it's a grind. And the thing is, if you're making that much money, if you want to make that much money, you're gonna have to put a lot of time and effort. And it just depends on your liquidity of the inventory you have, your prices, and just how hard you're willing to work and grind. And at the end of the day, will you be able to make as much as you do at your corporate job? Probably not the first year. Probably not the second year. It'll be really close. It just depends on how hard you work, and you're gonna have to hit roadblocks and figure it out. And that's my only suggestion to you. There is no magic wand to tell you that you're gonna make this amount of money. Sorry, guys. I wish I can give you a better answer than that. Are cards overprinted? Is there too much supply in the inventory or in the industry currently? I feel like there is. I think it's definitely overprinted. I think right now Panini, they're about to lose their licensing to Fanatics and Topps. So they're going to print as much as they can, while they have the licensing agreement with NBA and NFL. I think everything is overprinted currently. Is it like the bulk junk wax as in the early 1990s? I think we're almost there. I think the demand is higher than it was back then. I think a lot of people, back in the 80s, it was kind of I wouldn't say it wasn't as many people in the industry or many collector as there is now. I feel like, human population has grown, so interest in sports card is bigger. So a lot of people are like, it's going to be like the 1990s and it's going to be complete shit here pretty soon. It's going to go to, to zero, right? It's going to be just overprinted stuff. So the biggest difference between the 90s and right now is what people don't understand is there's social media. Social media is the marketing. I feel like, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's that's the big equalizer. I feel like a lot of people are still into this and it's marketing. At the end of the day, the social media part is marketing the industry. As people like myself are still in it, I'm still doing YouTube videos for sports cards. It's going to stay, it's going to be, at the end of the day, people are going to still see the relevancy of sports card. Where in the 90s, once it was overprinted, people just kind of fell off. There was no advertising for it, right? After the 1990s, people just kind of felt like it was overprinted, pricing went down, it just kind of went away. However, I feel like with social media and all this stuff, it's going to keep marketing the industry. So I still see a demand for it. However, the supply is overrunning the demand for sure. I just think specific items, specific cards will still maintain specific values. I don't think the industry is going anywhere as long as, it just depends on the economy. Don't get me wrong, it can go down, obviously because of the economy. But that's just almost with any collectibles, right? If the economy is horrible, nobody's spending any luxury money that they have extra money on collectibles, whether sports cards or paintings or anything else, any other collectible, purses, things like that. If the economy is shit, nobody's spending. Simple as that. But at the end of the day, it is overprinted, it is oversaturated in a sense, but I still think it's still a viable industry, at least currently. It just depends on the economy on that. Best way to flip cards and how to get inside the industry and the business. My thing is just to start attending card shows, ask questions like this, check out videos on YouTube if you're looking to get into it. I would do some research in regards, especially if you haven't collected in a long time or if you never collected sports cards. I would learn, get more knowledge in regards to the brands, the type of brands, what are licensings, what are not licensed, what does that mean? I was wanting to do a video about that, but it's just going to be such a long video. But go to YouTube, do a little bit of homework research. I would say start collecting lower end stuff of your favorite team or favorite players if you're looking to collect. And then just build yourself up from that. And as you're learning, go to shows, ask dealers questions, ask people questions. Most people are willing to answer. They go to these shows to talk sports and talk cards, right? So they should be able to help you out a little bit on that. If you're looking to, the best way to start flipping cards and get into the industry, my thoughts are just start doing it. Start listing on eBay. I would recommend start doing that first. Start listing on, pictures on, or join groups in Facebook. Instagram, if you want to create that, start posting, you got whatever cards for sale. I'd recommend starting doing that in first. Then go to card shows. If you want to become a dealer, I would go to a card show first. Don't be a dealer first. Go check it out. See how much inventory you have compared to what you think you're going to need. And then talk to dealers, like how much inventory you need to get a table to make it worth it. So it's one of those things, take baby steps, learn the industry and everything first. I'd recommend don't just jump into the big leagues and start buying those, hobby boxes, things like that. I don't recommend that unless you really want to, but it's up to you. It's your money. But that would be my thoughts. Just get your feet wet. Just start collecting is my best bet and my, I guess you can say, tip to you on that. Last but not least, I have bulk junk cards. How do I sell and what's the best way to get rid of them? Well, hence the name bulk junk. It's junk at the end of the day, right? It's junk wax, whatever. You're gonna have a very difficult time to get rid of them. If you're gonna start listing them on eBay, good luck. You might get one sale every 1,000 listings of the junk stock because there's so much of it. If you don't believe me, take one of your junk wax card, go look it up on eBay. I'm pretty sure there's hundreds of listings of it, right? And then not many people out there are collecting junk wax stuff. So my best bet, my recommendation to you is get like 1,000 or 10,000 of these cards in a box. Try to sell it for $5 to $10 on Facebook or eBay if you can. Good luck on that because of shipping. But Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist would probably be your best bet to sell 10,000 cards for maybe $10. Sorry to say it, it's junk wax stuff. Other than that, recycle it, donate it, whatever you want to try and do. Take it to Goodwill. But if you're looking to try and make a little bit of money on it, that would be my best bet, is selling like 10,000 of those junk wax for like $10 to $100. You might get somebody who will come back and just, maybe give you an offer or something like that. That would be my best bet. Other than that, is a reason why it's called the junk wax stuff. So there you guys go, man. Sorry the video's a little bit long, but I wanted to answer you guys' questions before the card show. Hopefully I get to see you guys there. I'll be busy this weekend, but till next time, I'll let you guys know how the show does and everything on that next week on that. But other than that, go Hawks. They made it to I forgot what it was, in Nashville, Tennessee, Music City Bowl or something like that. So hopefully they can win that. Golden State Warriors are getting jobbed by the freaking refs. Refs are killing my Warriors. Whatever. Chicago Bears. Season's just not short enough. Other than that, man, until next time, have a good weekend, guys.